All right. So Monday Bible study. Hope everybody's doing well. All right. So there's one more verse left. I guess I could have read that yesterday. I didn't even look over to see. And through a window in a basket, I was let down by the wall and escaped his hand. So he was talking about all the things that he had gone through. And it's been quite a read going through this for sure. Let's see what chapter 12 is all about. It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory. I will come to visions and revelations of the Lord. I knew a man in Christ above 14 years ago, whether in the body, I cannot tell, or whether out of the body, I cannot tell. God knoweth, such an one caught up to the third heaven. And I knew such a man, whether in the body or out of the body, I cannot tell. God knoweth. So that repeats. How that he was caught up into paradise and heard unspeakable words, which is not lawful for a man to utter. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in mine infirmities. For through I would desire to glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. For now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. Don't worry, we will read this, the New Living. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord 3 times, that it might depart from me. Thrice. But I don't think the Lord relieved him of that. The Lord doesn't, he's not a magic genie. He does not just change things based off of a prayer in real time. God's already ordained from the beginning. He knows the things you need before you ask. All right. So let's read it in the New Living, just to get an idea, to make sure that we understand everything. Hang on just a quick second. All right. Paul's vision and his thorn in the flesh. This boasting will do no good, but I must go on. I will reluctantly tell about visions and revelations from the Lord. I was caught up to the third heaven 14 years ago. Whether I was in my body or out of my body, I don't know. Only God knows. Yes, only God knows whether I was in my body or outside my body, but I do not know that I was caught up to paradise and heard things so astounding that they cannot be expressed in words, things no human is allowed to tell. That experience is worth boasting about, but I'm not going to do it. I will boast only about my weaknesses. If I wanted to boast, I would be no fool in doing so, because I would be telling the truth. But I won't do it because I don't want anyone to give me credit beyond what they can see in my life or hear in my message, even though I have received such wonderful revelations from God. So to keep me from becoming proud, and of course, he didn't use that word, but because sheep aren't to be proud or prideful of anyone or anything. I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me and keep me from becoming proud. 3 different times I begged for the Lord to take it away. If I'm not mistaken, it was not removed. Let's move on to Revelation. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God and to his throne, Jesus. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she have a place prepared that they should feed her there 1,260 days. So that goes all the way from what I understand, like God be true and every man a liar. From what I understand, that's going from Jesus to the Great Tribulation, just like that. But it's all talking about the Godhead, the church. The church dwelleth in the sheep in the temple. Jesus is in the sheep. Their bodies are the temple where he dwells. So it's going from Jesus being caught up, and now it's talking about the church, the woman, his bride. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Whenever that took place, that happened in real time. But as you can see, God had already ordained it to happen. It was in his word, which was before the foundation of the world. So when you read the Bible verse that says God's declared the end from the beginning, all of this was declared before it actually happened in real time. Fascinating. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren, Satan, is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death, which goes with, you must hate your mother, your father, your brethren, your brothers, sisters, spouses, children, and even your own life to be my disciple. It's not an emotional hatred. You don't really hate yourself. You're not really going to hate your parents or your wife, but you must hate on the evil you do or that they do. They take part in Christmas. You just politely say, I'm sorry, I don't do that. Or you don't even say, I'm sorry, just say, I don't have anything to do with Christmas. Go about your business. Stay in your lane. Love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.